You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. And I'm going to be talking to Paul. Paul, as always, it's good to have you here in the studio.
Hello Daniel, it's good to be back.
Well, I was hoping you can give us a little sort of reminder and introduction all about the railway.
Sure. So the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway is the former paper mill railway between Sittingbourne Paper Mill and Kemsley Paper Mill to Riddham Dock on the banks of the Swale. It was taken over as a tourist attraction in 1970 and has been running as that pretty much all the way through, although in 2008 we were closed to the public by our landlords because they wanted to sell the land on which the railway was running. So after the Santa specials on the 26th of December 2008, the railway had a bit of a hiatus. We were paid to stay shut for all of 2009. Unfortunately, selling the land happened at the same time as all the banks broke, so it was quite hard to sell the land, but they eventually sold it in summer 2010, and the new owners, the Central Land, were really nice and enabled us to reopen as far as Asda, so between Milton Regis, Asda Halt and Kemsley Down for a few days in the October half term. That enabled us to celebrate 40 years of preservation as well, so that was really good. The following year, in 2011, because the paper mill was still being demolished at Sittingbourne, which is now, of course, the Morrison site, lots of work was going on down there, and it would have been too difficult to reopen the line to the public all the way into Sittingbourne Viaduct. So we eventually reopened back there in May 2012. And the first full season was 2013. Last year we had a pretty good season as well, and hopefully this year we'll have an even better season. But the passenger numbers are going up. Maybe not quite as much as we'd hoped, but they're certainly heading in the right direction.
Paul, so what's happening next year?
Yeah, so our season starts on Good Friday, which is the 3rd of April, and runs all the way through to the end of September. We are starting with a bit of a bang on Good Friday. We're running Good Friday, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday and Easter Monday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Each day, so that's going to be quite a start. And then we revert to the usual Sundays 1 till 4 p.m. For the rest of April. In May, we've obviously got two bank holidays. So the first bank holiday is our Jack the Station Cat weekend, and that's about this series of children's books, the Jack the Station Cat children's books, and Jack will be roaming around Kemsley Down, causing trouble, no doubt. And then that's on Sunday the 3rd and Monday the 4th, 11 o'clock till 4 p.m. Then the 10th and 17th of May we'll just be running normally 1 till 4 p.m. And then the second May bank holiday is just going to be a more intense service from 11 till 4, but we're not going to have any special events, or not at the moment anyway. Anything could happen between now and then. And then 31st of May and the 7th of June, just ordinary Sundays, 1 till 4 p.m. Then on the 14th of June, we're going to hold our Community Day. Now, last year we did a Community Weekend, which was the second May bank holiday, and it was a bit of a disaster because we really struggled to get people there, because obviously they give up their time to do their community stuff and volunteering, and the bank holiday was a bit too much to ask, which is fine. So I've moved that to the 14th of June, so hopefully we'll have a few good people down to show you what they do. So at the moment, I know that the Sittingbourne Museum are going to be there, and they're going to have a display, so that would be really interesting. I've got a few others in the pipeline, so it should be really good. and find out what some of the local community groups are doing and how you can help them through donations or volunteering your time. Then 21st and 28th of June are just ordinary Sundays, 1 till 4 p.m. Then the event that everybody waits for every year, the 4th and 5th of July, is Steam and Beer. It's going to be great fun as usual. We are going to be running trains from 11 a.m. both days. On Saturday we run right up until almost midnight, and on Sunday we run until 5 o'clock in the evening. The beer tent will be at Kemsley Down. There'll be lots to see and do. We're going to have live music throughout the afternoon and evening at Kemsley, and we hope to have the music running until later as well, till 10:30, 11. So it'd be really good. Really good bands last year, so it'd be good to have them back this year as well. And on the Sunday we have Captain Jack Sparrow turn up, and he takes over the railway, which is always good fun, and he's so entertaining. So that'll be a good event for the family. Then on the 12th of July, we're just running all day Sunday service from 1 till 4 p.m. Then on the 18th of July, we're going to be working with Art in the Park. And I would imagine that somebody will come and talk to you about Art in the Park a bit nearer the time, but we hope to do something special for them for that event, so that'll be really good. And then Sunday 19th and 26th, and Wednesday the 29th of July, we will be running from 1 till 4 p.m, and that brings us right up to the school holidays, the summer holidays. So throughout August, on Sundays we run from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m, and on Wednesdays until the 2nd of September we'll be running from 1 till 4 p.m. Obviously there's another bank holiday snuck in there in August, and for that one it is our Ivor the Engine weekend, which is always amazing fun because one of our locos gets dressed up as Ivor the Engine and looks absolutely superb. And we get one of our members to do the commentary, and that Ivor can be quite a naughty engine sometimes, and is to try and steal the train or go further than is allowed. So it's always good fun to watch, and that's on the 30th and the 31st of August. And then for September we're open on the 2nd, 6th, 13th and 20th, so the first Wednesday and the Sundays from 1 till 4 p.m, and then we've got our end of season gala on the 26th and 27th of September, and we hope to have something special happening then, but we'll just have to see how it goes through the year. I'll probably be back by then to tell you what's going on.
And I was hoping you could tell our listeners next what a journey's actually like if they go on the railway.
Okay, yeah, so you're in for a bit of a treat if you've never been to the railway, because we are like no other. To board the train, you have to climb up some stairs at Sittingbourne to get onto the station. We're within the Sittingbourne Retail Park, and our car park is behind KFC and opposite Pizza Hut. So we're quite central. You shouldn't be able to miss us, and we've got some lovely new signs that Swale Borough Council paid for, which are absolutely amazing. So I'd like to thank them for that, because it really does highlight that we're there. When you climb the stairs and you go onto the platform, the train then takes you out onto the viaduct, and the viaduct it was being built 100 years ago, so it's parts of it are probably 100 years old, and the rest of it's probably about 99 years old. So 100 years ago they just started building the viaduct. It's actually incredibly strong, reinforced concrete viaduct. We've spent quite a lot of money on it over the years, about £150,000 since the 90s. So, you know, there's quite a lot of work gone into maintaining it. So even if it does look a little bit shabby in places, we're getting round to that. We've got a rolling programme of maintenance every 2 years. So that's the viaduct. It's about 1 kilometre long, and it's got 118 spans and 6 bridges, which is quite a big old chunk of viaduct. Then the railway passes through Milton Regis Asda Halt. Well, unfortunately, due to vandalism over the last couple of years, the station platform is now so badly damaged we can't actually stop there anymore. And we're trying to figure out ways of rebuilding the platform, but that's on top of a steep embankment as well. So ideally we need to get some core samples at both Sittingbourne and Milton Regis Asda Halt. So if anybody knows how to do that, if they could get in contact, that would be great. And then we go through Milton Creek Country Park, and on the left-hand side of the train as you head towards Kemsley, you've got the freshwater marshes, and then on the right-hand side you've got the saltwater marsh, and the railway forms a dam between the two. So you see different birds on either side and different flora and fauna. So it's very nice, picturesque. It's the only picturesque bit of the journey going through the country park. The rest of it is very industrial, but it was an industrial railway, so you have to kind of expect that. We go under Sittingbourne Northern Relief Road as well, the Swale Way, which is quite hard to say. And that's a great place to take pictures of the trains and to wave at the driver. And then the train arrives at Kemsley Down, which is actually within the paper mill. So you're actually going right into the heart of industry. But we've got award-winning gardens like the Wildlife Garden and other things to see there. So it's a bit of an oasis of green actually within the paper mill site.
Well, that was the next question, Paul, actually, is what can our listeners expect to see at the railway?
Yes, unfortunately, due to the fires over the last couple of years at Sittingbourne, there's not an awful lot at Sittingbourne. The facilities here are very basic. We've got a shipping container that is the ticket office, and we've got a little platform shelter and not a lot else. And I'll tell you a bit about that later on. However, at Kemsley Down, we've got the museum, the shop, Footplate Cafe, picnic and play areas, museum walk, the wildlife area, and this is where the railway is based. So we've got the original locomotives from the Bowwalters days, and coaches and wagons, and even some of the buildings from Bowwalters at Kemsley Down. So there's some really good stuff to see while you're there. And also, being with close proximity to Elmley Marshes, you get to see a large variety of wild birds. And if you want to take the scenic walk, you can go for a walk along the Saxon Shoreway, which passes Kemsley Down's back gate. And we even can sell you a single ticket so that you can train to Kemsley and walk back, or walk to Kemsley and train back.
We're talking to Paul from the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway at the moment. How much does a trip cost on the railway, Paul?
Well, we aim to be a nice, fairly cheap day out. So we've held our prices from last year. So a return trip costs £6 for adults, £3 for children aged 3 to 13. Under 3s go free. £4 for concessions, and £17 for families of 2 adults and up to 4 children. And we have special fares for steam and beer because it's a much bigger event.
So how else do you spread the word, Paul?
So I like to do interviews like this on the radio, which is always good. I write a lot of press releases and send them out to the local papers and the railway press. And there's a few other magazines out there like Best of British who take up the story. We do the all-important model railway exhibitions and open days where we can actually get out there and meet people and talk to them about the railway, hand them a leaflet, just really engage with people. In fact, we've got one on Saturday this week. We're at the South East Bus Show at Detling Showground. So we always try to get out there where we can. And we're also this year having leaflets distributed across Kent by Take One Media. So if you go to motorway services or a hotel or a campsite, hopefully you'll see our leaflets there. So that's a bit of an experiment, so we're looking forward to see how that works. And we do local events, so we will be hopefully in the High Street for the Carnival and St George's Day celebrations as well this year.
So what do you like most about the railway?
I love the fact that we're really unique, because we were given the railway by Bow Waters back in 1969, and to take it on as a tourist attraction rather than taking over a disused line and then really struggling to get everything built up from the ground. One of the problems we've always had, though, is that we've had a 30-day rolling lease, which has made it really difficult to get funding and grants. But we're now no longer in that position, apart from at Kemsley Down. So we're now beginning to get money in from various people, and it's really beginning to make a change at Sittingbourne and on the railway itself. And I hope that we can carry this on for many years, because at the moment, or prior to this, the only way we could get money was literally through our sales department, the catering at Kemsley Down and ticket sales, and that's quite a restricted way of raising money. And when you've got a kilometre long concrete viaduct that needs maintenance every 2 years, and steam locomotives that need maintenance constantly, it all takes a lot of money. So it'll be really nice to sort of get some extra money in and get some of the other jobs done, and maybe get some help, some external help, because we do, the majority of our work is in-house. So it'll be really good to get some experts in, or as we've done recently, send a boiler away to be fixed up and overhauled and then brought back to the railway for putting back in the engine. So yeah, it's really good fun, and we're like one big friendly family, so it's always a bit of a laugh down there, and we've got a very friendly attitude. If you come down and it's a bit quiet, we'll probably show you around the engine shed and stuff like that.
I was going to say, I know that time we spent down there last year, it was the highlight of the project, really. We were just there on a Wednesdays, and we felt part of your group, your family, really. It was a nice time down there.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because we felt that you were. So yeah, it was really nice to have you all down and working with you so closely.
Paul, can you tell me more about membership of the railway?
Sure. So we've got about 200 members of the railway across the world, and about 80 of those are working members. Not every weekend, but through the season you'll see them come down, and in the off season as well. And it's just a really really strong membership, and it's really nice to have all these people involved. And we understand that that you're a volunteer and you don't have to be there, so we won't try and browbeat you into doing something you don't want to do, or work days you don't want to work. We don't have any paid employees at all. Everybody is a volunteer, so we're all giving up our time to be there, and I think that's probably what makes it such a friendly family atmosphere, because everybody just wants to be there. But obviously we do need more members, because ideally we'd like to reduce the strain on some of the ones that are down virtually every week, and also people like the track gang are going to need help, because they're getting on now. They're not as young as they once were, and they still do some really strenuous work out on the track. So if you ever want to get fit, they're the people to help out, lifting sleepers and shoveling ballast and lifting rail. You wouldn't believe how heavy rail is. So what we'd like to do is sort of encourage more people in, and to try it out. We're not all old fuddy-duddies, and we have a very wide-ranging age group with lots of junior members, and that's how I started over 25 years ago. So it's a really good way to get in there, sort of get in when you're young and keen, keeps you out of trouble, and you're doing something really worthwhile. And Another good way to get involved is to come along to a work weekend, and would you believe it, there's one this weekend. It's our last one before we reopen next Friday, so we've got some work to do. So on Saturday we will be at Sittingbourne Viaduct Station from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Because we're at Sittingbourne Viaduct, just turn up whenever you want in that time. We'll find you a little job to do. It might be something really unglamorous like litter picking, or it could be something really exciting like painting. But there is a job for everyone there, I'm pretty sure of it. We'll be providing tea and coffee. You'll get a 3-day membership, and you can join the gang and see what it's like. We'll also buy you lunch if you get there and you're there for long enough. And then on Sunday we are running a works train from Sittingbourne Viaduct at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you get there about 10 to 10 at Sittingbourne Viaduct, up the stairs onto the train, train takes you at 10 o'clock to Kemsley Down. You'll be allocated work, and if you need any tools or training, we'll provide it. But you will be stuck at Kemsley Down until 4 o'clock when the train comes back. So there'll be plenty of tea and coffee there, and also you'll be provided with lunch. So it's another good way, of finding out how the railway works and seeing behind the scenes. You could be working on a coach, you could be working on a building, you could be working in the gardens, you could be doing pretty much anything on a Sunday at Kemsley Down. So that's a really good way to get involved, and it doesn't cost you anything except your time.
So how do you become a member?
So you can pick up a form at the work weekend, or when we're open at the railway. You could download it from our website. Membership costs £5 for junior members, aged 14 to 17, £18 for adult members, and £35 for family membership. We've also got a £300 individual life membership, and £150 for life membership if you're aged over 60. You get to travel free on the railway, even in the special events, so you get a discount for steam and beer and for the Santa specials. There's a quarterly New Bogey magazine, which will give you updates on what's going on at the railway. And working members also get discount in the Footplate Cafe, to thank them for all their hard work. And
I know next, Paul, you wanted to talk all about the SOS Film Nights.
Yeah, so last year, with the fire at Sittingbourne Viaduct, we launched our SOS campaign, which is to sort out Sittingbourne, not the town, just the station, that's enough. And as part of this, we really need to raise quite a lot of money to get some decent facilities at Sittingbourne, and some electricity and some running water and all the sort of things that we should really have but just do not have at the moment because we've got no buildings to put it in. So what we'd like to do is raise enough money for a new ticket office, waiting room, toilet block combined, so have this nice new 21st century visitor experience, rather than a shipping container. So obviously it takes a lot to raise that sort of money, or any sort of money. So I thought, quite cleverly, why don't we show a film a month throughout the year at the screen at the Avenue Theatre in Sittingbourne. So it's right in the middle of Sittingbourne. Come along on a Saturday night, for a £5 you get to see a classic old railway film. And we trialled it in November, and it was quite successful. About 25 people turned up, which meant that we actually made a small profit, which was really good, because you obviously have to pay a licence fee for showing the film, so that's £100 straight off. Unfortunately, it hasn't been the massive success I was hoping for. We've got 88 seats to sell, and I'm averaging about 15, maybe 20. So it's not been massively brilliant, but we're hoping that as word gets out, it will pick up. So the films that we've shown so far this year are The Great St Trinian's Train Robbery, The Railway Children, and then last weekend Brief Encounter. So we've still got two more that I can name, which are on the 18th of April, Oh Mr. Porter, which is a 1937 Will Hay classic film. That's going to be really funny. And then on the 23rd of May, a modern day Unstoppable, which was filmed in 2010, or released in 2010. I had been running a survey so that people could vote for the next batch of films, so from June until November, but I haven't been very lucky on that either. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to publish a whole list of the dates and the films. But we got some really classic films that I'll be able to show. Some of them really are very old. I've got one that's a deliberate train crash from the 1920s, I believe. So yeah, there's some really good films coming up, and there's some good stories as well, and I'm going to try and fit in Planes, Trains and Automobiles because it is one of my favourites, even if the train is only in the film for 5 minutes. So it's about the third Saturday of the month. Check our website for more information. I'll be giving the details on that in a minute, but I've got the list there, and the 12th of December will be Polar Express. So we got one there for the kids. I'd be really interested to hear what people would like to see. I've started with railway films, but if I do it next year, I'm happy to go for any film. So watch out, I'll probably be doing Frozen every month. So we'll just see how it goes, but if people want to feed back to me, I would be very grateful. I'd love to know what people would like to come out and see on a Saturday night. It's doors open at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock film, and the bar's open from 6:30 until after the film, so that you can sit down and relax after the film and have a drink. So yeah, feedback would be nice. People coming down, bums on seats would also be very nice. And as I say, it's at the Avenue Theatre, so it is right in the middle of Sittingbourne. There's free parking outside, and there's free parking at the library at that time of night. So as I say, just like to see a few more people. That'd be great.
Well, Paul, I was wondering if you could go over all those useful contact details just one more time for our listeners.
Sure. So our website is www.sklr.net. It's been revamped last year. It's absolutely fantastic. I love our new website. You can download the season's leaflet, posters for each of the events. You can see what we're doing this week, because every week I update it with this week at the railway. It's got the timetable and events by date, so there's a list of events if you struggle to read the timetable because it's in colour. We've got the membership information. You can download your membership form. There's even a text tour of the railway explaining what it's all about and the history of the railway. You can find out information about the SOS film nights, and also where we're going for away sales. So that's www.sklr.net. You can phone our recorded hotline, which is 01795 424 899. For working at the railway or other inquiries, you can email info@sklr.net. We're on Facebook. We've got quite a lively and large Facebook group, which is www.facebook.com/groups/S, lowercase a-n-d, capital K, capital L, capital R. I do a podcast as well, although it's been a little bit off air for a while. It should be coming back soon. And you can search for Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway or Sittingbourne Steam Railway in iTunes, or visit www.youtube.com/Stop'em, which is STOPEM. On Twitter we are at capital S, lowercase a-n-d, capital K, capital L, capital R. And that is probably all the information I've got at the moment. As I say, if you just keep checking www.sklr.net, you'll see all the latest news and information for the railway.
Paul, as always, it's great to have you here at the studio. Thank you very much once again for keeping us up to date with the railway and letting us know what you've got in store for this season as well.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That is Paul Best from the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway.